Hi, I'm Jen, and I'm trying to buy a house. Right now, I'm in the savings and window shopping stage, which is pretty amazing because just a few months ago, August of 2020, I was still in the daydreaming phase, and now it seems like it's might happen soonish. Well, it's relative, but anyway. So yeah, the month of January, I ended up paying off my car, which meant that I drained my savings. So I started off with $14,000 at the end of December, and I ended up with $4,000 in January. And now I've been putting away $2,000 each month, and currently I'm right here at $8,000. And I've been able to do that because I live with family, so I'm only helping out with a few bills. And I also have been budgeting, so I'm like trying not to overspend on stupid shit. And then so the year of 2019 I made 20K. In the year of 2020 I made 20K, which meant that I was a dependent, and I didn't receive any stimulus checks. I've heard that once I file my own taxes, I will receive some of that money. I'm not banking on it because, something might happen. But yeah, that would be super fucking amazing, if I do end up getting all the old stimulus checks next month. And then I also passed my bilingual certification, so I heard that it's like $100 a month extra, so that's gonna be great. Okay, so as for window shopping, so the first house that I window shopped was on Zillow. I didn't even go look at it or anything. But yeah, it was really fucking cute, and like it had yellow cabinets, and it had like so many like random things. Some of the things weren't that cute. Like the walls seemed like they had posters previously, and they were kind of gross. But I was like, man, whatever, I can fix it. But yeah, it sold in like 2 days, but it motivated me to get pre-approved. So I went to 3 people. I went to 2 banks and a private officer. Only one of the banks actually got back to me. So if you're trying to get pre-approved, maybe lie a little and don't put like 6 months, because they're probably not going to take you seriously. So yeah. And then the other thing is that for pre-approval, I expected that they were going to look at my my paycheck, not my paycheck, my gross income and stuff, but they actually only looked at the amount of money that I had. And at the time, I think I had like 7,000 in both savings and my checking account. And I was able to push it up to 200K because I said that I would get 10K gifted. Because before, the max was like 190 something. And the reason for that is that, you have to pay for the down payment, but also closing costs. And then you also need a little bit more money. But yeah, at the time, interest rate was pretty low. But what I kind of liked about this process is that I knew that 1,147 is pretty doable, so I was pretty happy about that. And then the other reason that it was pretty nice to know is that I was able to qualify for a conventional loan, which I've heard that is easier than getting the FHA loan. Or not easier. Like, it's easier to get a house if you have conventional. Because I guess people think that it takes way longer to close on a FHA, so then the seller doesn't want to deal with that. So anyway, there's that. The down payment that they put was 6K, which was 3%. So it was also nice to know that a low percentage could still get me a low mortgage payment. So anyway, there's that, because before I was trying to do like 5 or 10% down payment. So anyway, that's what happened with that. And then the second house that I went to go see was fucking cute, dude. I actually have a drawing of this. Okay, so I made my mom a floor plan so she can visualize it. But yeah, so this is the door, and then you had the living room and then dining room, which I thought this was like a weird room. I didn't know what it was for. And then after I was like, oh yeah, that's where the dining room was supposed to be. I guess I was thrown off because it had like a desk. And then it was the kitchen. And then here was the room. And then the bathroom was like in a rectangle. Like it was like a little hallway. And then the driveway was grass, so it didn't have a garage or anything. And then there was like a random shed. And then the backyard. But yeah, I thought it was fucking adorable, but my uncle said that it was bad. But yeah, like it smelled really bad. Like it smelled like cats and dogs. Or I guess cat and dog piss. So yeah. And yeah, quadrant-like floor area. The main issue was that there was foundation issues. Which I guess if a house is like built on the floor instead of like leveled up, it gets moldy. So my uncle was like, yeah, we would have to destroy this and start from scratch. So it was $125K, which, you know, we understood why. And so we were gonna make the offer like hella low, like $75K, because you'd have to destroy the whole house. But yeah, we were actually never able to make the offer because, and I say we because my uncle is friends with the realtor that was helping us. But anyway, yeah, it was like, it's pretty destroyed and everything and stuff. Oh, and the other thing, it was only one room, which I want two, because in case things get hard, you know, I can get a roommate, you know. And it also would be nice just to have a guest room in general. But yeah, I guess there was legal issues because the person that owned this house died. And so they had to figure out the legal stuff before putting it on the market. So they took it off the market. I actually don't know what happened with this. But the other reason why I really liked this house was that it was like 2 blocks away from my parents. So that was pretty nice. But anyway, whatever. And then like 3 weekends ago, I went to go see 4 houses. So yeah, this was mostly because my uncle wanted to buy a house to flip, and I tagged along because I wanted to window shop, and I really did like one of the houses like a lot. The first house that we went to go see was priced at $150K. It was a really fucking nice area, and like it was really nice, but the floor was all like missing, like it was removed, and the whole kitchen was missing. And yeah, it was posted low on purpose so that it would create buzz, but the owner or the seller knew that it was going to be 200 and up. My uncle did put a bid for it, or did put an offer, but yeah, I like ended up selling it for like 250, I think. So I'm actually not sure about this number, but it was definitely like way above 215 because that was like the offer that my uncle put, and then they like raised even more. But yeah, just looking at this house, I was like, yep, I can't afford this because, you know, if 200K is my max, I will need like a shit ton of money to fix it, so I'm not even gonna look at it. But anyway, so there was that. And then the next house that we went to go see, we didn't even go inside, dude. It smelled so fucking bad. And it was funny because I was standing like outside of the door, right? And then one of the realtors was like, oh my god, it smells so fucking terrible. And then I was like, what are you guys talking about? And then it was like whoosh, I was like, oh, yep, I smell it. Like, I think only one of the realtors went in the living room, and like that's it, and nobody else went inside. It was priced at 200K, and like I hella thought it was gonna sell for like 150, and like in my mind I was like, oh, I mean, if it's sold for like 150, like I kind of want it, you know. Anyway, the point is, my uncle ended up putting an offer for it, and it ended up selling for 220K, and he did buy it. um and like what's insane is that like um so I guess like it was burnt down and the family just like left. And like a lot of the belongings were still in the house and everything. Oh, there was also like fines associated with it because of the smell and because it's like not livable. And instead of the seller having to pay for it, my uncle was actually the one that ended up paying for the fines, which is kind of crazy, right? Um, but you know, housing market's crazy, you know what I mean? Okay, and then the last two houses that I went to go see, I fucking fell in love with them. They were so fucking cool. Um, yeah, they were like super colorful, and honestly, maybe it was just like decoration that was there was cool. Um, anyway, so yeah, the first house, the fifth house, um, the floors were really fucking weird. Like it was kind of like it wasn't leveled out. It was um like it was caved, not caved, but it was like little hills. Like each room was like a little hill, and then the floor was like cardboard. um it was like not good, but it was cute to me. I don't know, that house was 205. um and then the house next to it was a lot smaller. It only had 2 rooms versus this one had 3 rooms. And like I hecka like the second house, man. Honestly, I like the first one even better. But I was like, yeah, maybe the floor is kind of an issue. So anyway, it was 2 rooms. It was super small, super cute, super like colorful, and I wanted it. And that one was 215. But the weird thing was that those two houses were not connected, but there wasn't a fence dividing them in the backyard. So like the whole house, the two houses were like enclosed, but there wasn't a fence dividing them. Um, so yeah, so there was that issue, and the other big issue was that the whole kitchen was also missing. Um, and then the second house, the floors were pretty nice. Um, but yeah, and like I even like was like, hey, I kind of want to the realtor. Um, but for some fucking reason in my mind, I thought it was just the stove that was missing, but it was like the whole kitchen. And I didn't realize that till I got home, and I was like, oh, that's probably why my uncle was trying to like talk me out of it. But anyway, that's kind of how that went. And then these houses sold out together. So I think somebody just bought both of them. Anyway, somebody just bought both of them. I actually don't know how much they went for. Maybe it was the asking price. I didn't see it anyway, so there was that. So yeah, and then the seventh house. This house I didn't actually go see it, but it was priced at 160. And then the next fucking day, it went up to 200K. And then the next day, it was sold. And we were supposed to go see it yesterday. But yeah, it was sold by then. And the other thing was that it was a small lot. So I was kind of like, meh, I don't know. Like, I don't mind having like a small house, but it would like an okay-ish sized backyard. But anyway, that has been my journey with window shopping. And yeah, and like I'm window shopping, but obviously if like the perfect opportunity arises and there's like a cheap house, um, you know, I'm gonna see if I can like find money somewhere, you know? And I'm like pretty patient, well, pretty patient about this whole situation because I don't have the money yet. But yeah, it is kind of scary how like fast these houses are going and how much the houses are like increasing. And like it seems like cash is like the way to go. So, you know, even if you have conventional or not FHA, it's still gonna be hard basically. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with the house search situation. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Bye.